Fuck them Cowboys! Yeah! Never lose sight of the magic of this football team. Yeah! Here we go!
I'm all in.
Cowboys fans, it's your host Slater here. If you bleed silver and blue and you want honest talk, no filters, you're in the right place. Leave a comment, like, subscribe, and enjoy the video. Now, let's talk about Brock Hoffman, okay? Obviously, Brock Hoffman has been a notable backup for the Dallas Cowboys, whether it's playing center or guard, right? Hoffman doesn't play tackle, but he's been a good backup between that center and guard position. Looking at PFF, I use their data here. In his third year, Hoffman showed an overall grade of 56, a pass blocking grade of 58.4, a run blocking grade of 56.9. He played 475 snaps this year. Obviously, Cooper Beebe injury, as well as some little guard injuries here or there. Got a lot of good snaps this year. He allowed 1 sack and had 2 penalties. Brock Hoffman's biggest impact, as I've already kind of talked about, is he is a plug-in starter. Beebe goes down, Booker goes down, Smith goes down. Who's the first guy coming into the game? Brock Hoffman. Right. One of the biggest things is that when he steps in, he can hold the ship steady for that game or two. Right.
Yeah.
But one of the biggest things I notice is, it's not like he is taking control and running it. Right. He still depends on the rest of the elite offensive line that we kind of have going on here.
Yeah, you hit the nail on the head right there.
Yeah, when Hoffman's at center, it's not like Cooper Beebe commanding, saying, hey, blitzer, you got him. Hoffman may call it out, but he's still kind of looking for Booker to be like, I got you, bro. Or, Smith to be
both
like,
of his guards. You. Yeah.
Yeah, he's looking for that veteran leadership to still kind of back up what he's doing, right? And Beebe, he's not scared to go out there and call it out and say, no, I'm right. We're doing it this way. So I guess the right word would be like, he's not elevating it. He's keeping it steady, but we're not elevating the play like BB does.
Yeah. He's functional.
He is, he's got a strong base. He's really tough. When Hoffman's in the game, he may be in someone's face. That's kind of what I know him for is when he's in the game, he's ready to get in someone's face. Him and Ferguson kind of got that, like, I'm going to beat you up. Like, you don't touch my quarterback because I'm going to beat you up, right?
Yeah. He's aggressive and he's homegrown and, he can plug and play just about anywhere. And he's just a big, tough guy. And I think that's why they keep him around and they like him.
One of the favorite sayings, right? You've heard it from football and when playing or whether you've been around it for a long time is he's the definition of do your job, right? Like that's just what he does. He goes out there and does his job. Some of his weaknesses I've got down here is, he did struggle when he played center guard. He does kind of allow interior pressures, and that's kind of the difference between him and BB is you did notice a lot more interior pressures going on. He's not really somebody that's going to move a Quinnen Williams off their spot, right? Or somebody who I guess the correct terminology would be like he's blocking to hold his own and he's not like dominating, right? He's not like a Tyler Smith or a Tyler Booker where he's going to push you, right? We know how Tyler Smith blocks. We know how Zach Martin blocks, right? We've seen some great offensive linemen. He's just trying to hold his ground, right? He's just not dominating. And nothing wrong with it.
No.
He's a great backup. So kind of put it all in conclusion here. Hoffman, he's somebody that can execute the game plan, get it going for a game or two. He's got weaknesses, letting some interior pressures happen. Guys like Quinnen Williams that he lines up across are probably going to dominate him.
Yeah.
And, that's kind of where I'm at with it. He's not somebody that I see as like a full-time starter, maybe for another team. But here in Dallas, I think BB will be your starter, and Hoffman is a great plug and play piece because he also eliminates the potential of having to hold 2 offensive linemen for depth, right? Like, let's say you need a backup center and a backup guard. He fills both of that. He's like a 2-in-1. So, if you want to get an extra wide receiver or an extra, somewhere else, he holds that spot for you.
Yeah, he's an excellent utility lineman.
Yep.
Who can fill multiple roles for you.
Yep.
And him, you can rely on him, and he's gonna go out there and be aggressive. But I think your assessment was right on the money. But I think the reason why he struggles in those things that you called out, I think he plays just a little too loose. And I don't mean loose as in his body's loose. I just mean he tends to stray a little bit too far from where he should be. And I think he does that to compensate for the fact that he's not as talented, but he knows that if he gets to the position of defense before you arrive, he has a better chance of holding you off. But what that does tend to do is leave a little bit of a gap in that A gap, and it's A more than it is B for him because he gets a little too far off, and they're able to squeeze in between him and whichever guard and disrupt the backfield. And I think that's kind of where his weakness is.
Yeah, so I mean, I'm gonna give both these guys a grade B. I think they split the workload very well this year. The only reason I wouldn't give BB an A is just because he was out for 6 weeks. It's hard to, usually you want to save that A for a guy who was healthy all year, somebody who really dominated the full year. But it's hard to give them C's because they did show really good film and really good gameplay,
Sure.
especially on the top three offense, right? They both did their job this year. They both were able to step up to the plate, and BB only excelled this year, and Hoffman was able to hold the ship steady when BB was not available.
Okay, so it's B's for both?
B's for both.
All right, I like it.